cut copper, baby. Oh yeah. Holy cow. Another awesome, fully intact crotal bill. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's not a coin! And so this is going to be the obverse, and it's another Drake bust. It's an 1865. The date's clearly readable right there above my phone. Look at that. Great seal button. And it's deep, so maybe it's not crushed. It's not crushed. Holy crap. Well, out here on this sunny day with Dan and Joe again. Been hitting several different places, got several no's in a row for permissions. Came out to this place. Haven't pulled too much yet. I got a couple little bits and pieces, but I got a screaming like 90 signal. Look at that, folks. Right there in the hole. And that's big. I'm thinking this may be like a token, although I'm not sure. I'll have to see. See that right there? It's definitely copper. It rang up like a 90. It's not silver. I'm going to have to come back and get an ID for you, but that's it's not reeded and it's thick. Maybe a bank token or some kind of early Canadian penny or something. Let me see what I've got and I'll get you a cleaned up shot. Hey, pretty good find. That's a nice one for the day. Another keeper. On to the next. All right, folks, we're back again. Just like the last time I was Dan and Joe, I dug a copper, and then like 3 minutes later, I dug another copper. Deja vu strikes again. Why don't you pan down there? Cut copper, baby. It was like a 79 clean tone, and then I dug the first clump, and it was like an 83, 82. It's smaller. Let's see what we got.
Drape bust.
Usually these drape busts. Yep, drape bust 1803.
I didn't get the date.
All over it with the date. I don't have to show you more right now. She's a little bent, but
nice.
Heck yeah, baby.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I don't know how you can really top a cut copper in a big old Bank of Canada bank penny or whatever. But I'm going to show you this one. Took a few buttons today. I think this is number 3, but this is a nice one. Look at this. Rang up like a 65. This soil is really, really tough. I just broke my little plastic spade shovel in there. I got to get one of those Predator shovels or one of those higher end ones for some of these fields, because on the dry time of the year, the soil is just like a brick. It's not like the cornfields. Look at that guy. Not as shiny as you can get. Sometimes you get the etched patterns on there. Late 1700s to early 1800s all day, baby. Tomback button. All right, on to the next. We're going to stick around this little area for a little while. I'll see that right there, folks. That's why I need to come a little bit better prepared. I broke my metal spade a few weeks back, and I still had this plastic one. That didn't last long at all in this cement. You can kind of look right there. Really hard. I got a shovel here with me, and then I got a backup shovel in Joe's truck just in case. But so I'll be fine. You just got to kind of take it a little easy on these shovels. Get out of the shadows here between the grass blades. See that right there? Get this out of the way. Check this out. Another thimble. Pretty much run of the mill. It's not silver, and she's a little bit smashed, but these are very common finds at old homesteads, and we've kind of moved down. If I can kind of pan up really carefully, there's an old home site behind us. The old cellar hole's back down there by that dead tree, but all the better stuff is starting to come from this little area, which is a little bit close to the old farm behind me and that old cellar hole. So this was obviously an activity area in here. So just go really slow, and there's signals in here to be found. So we'll keep on poking around. That's a nice little find. On to the next. All right, here I am on to my next find. Staying in this small area where we've been finding a lot of relics. Oops, let me get out of the shadows here. See what that is right there, folks? Roundness in the hole, baby. Gotta love old ammo. And that's been chewed on by like rodents or something. See how it's all chewed? Big old lead musket ball. Rang up about a 65, tight target. Had to dig it in a place like this. This was a city park, no way, but out here you got to dig anything over about a 40. Great find. I'll buff that out and that'll look really good in the pile of ammo. Love it. All right, on to the next. Well, out here again on a Sunday, late morning here, mid-July. Really rough today, pretty hot today, probably up in the upper 80s, and just finally starting to get a breeze here. So it's helping me cool off, but I am sweating hard, folks. Lots of signals at this old house. Joe dug a crotal bell earlier. Got that screaming like 85 signal. Pretty shallow. You know what this is? Nice old Rains Guide. And this one doesn't look particularly old. I found this style before. Probably turn of the century because of the threaded screws are a little bit more, they just look a little bit more modern, but you never know. But I'm going to guess around 1900 on that. But that's a good find. I'll take that all day. Love finding the old relics like that. All right, let's see if we can find a few more things here and stay cool. On to the next. Hey folks, I don't know, about 10 minutes after that Rains Guide, I kind of moved over to a place where it looks like the barn is. It's a little bit down the hill from the cellar hole. I got an 82 signal about 6 inches. And I popped out that. And I may be mistaken, but I don't think it's a tomback. I think it's something.
Oh, I can see it. I think that's your first real.
I think it is. Yeah.
2 real.
I think it's a 2 real, folks. I can see, like, I think King Carlos's head right on the top.
Yep. Oh my God.
Hell yeah, baby.
Congratulations, John.
Yeah,
Are you
man.
kidding?
First
Awesome.
job.
real, and I got a 2B, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's a 2. That's not a 1, right, Joe? You want to look at it?
Yeah, Charles.
At first, I'm saying it's got to be a tomback, and then I looked at it, I was like, there's no shank on that sucker, man.
Yeah, it's so shiny, I can't really see much
Really
on the
worn.
camera.
Really worn. I think there's a hole in it.
Oh my God, that's definitely a real.
Yeah.
I think a 2 real, maybe. Yeah, 2 real.
I think it's a 2. I think 4s are bigger than that.
Yeah.
So 25 cents or whatever.
Wow, no way. That is awesome.
I'll take it, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Here,
Thanks,
what, 30
guys.
minutes?
Yeah,
Probably
45
about
minutes to
like
an
that.
hour.
Awesome.
But we're digging some stuff. Daniel's got some few coins and a
Yeah,
great
there's
seal
lots of stuff
button,
there,
and Joe's got a nice crotal. So yeah, we'll poke around here a little bit more. There's stuff here.
Definitely.
On to the next. Well, back out to my old site that I found the Barber half, and Pete had found a couple large cents at. If you remember that on my earlier video from a few months back. Not a lot of targets here, but you just got to go slow, and there still could be a few goodies left, and I got a tight 83 signal, and I was like, man, I think this could be good. It's not a can, folks. Copper, baby. Look at that. What do we got? It's thin. Looks like the size of maybe a draped bust. Let me see if I can get some detail on for you. I cannot tell. The ground is like cement here. Let me see if I can rub it on my jeans, and we'll see if we can get an ID. If not, I'll come back and get you a cleaned up shot. I'm looking, but I can't tell. Oh no, look. 1 cent. So it's definitely US. So you got to flip it over this way. Right? 1 cent. So you go this way. I still don't know. Drape bust or matron, I'm going to call it. Let me get a cleaned up shot and I'll come right back. Worked all day for that one, but I finally got a copper. Awesome. On to the next. Here I am at my next find. Man, I had to work at this 10 or 15 minutes down into this hard packed concrete. About a 78 signal. Had Daniel come over and check it out. We thought it was a coin. Sometimes these ring up really close to a coin. Big giant dandy button. It's got a little, that's where the shank was on the back. Can't tell if there's a design on there or not, but ring up like a 78. And I'll take some Brillo to that and see if we can pull out a pattern on it. Will not complain at all about that one. Very nice. Let's move on, see if we can find a few more things before we get out of here. On to the next. Okay, we're back inside for the quick wrap up here. Let me go through some of the more mundane finds first, and I'll get to the better stuff that I got on tape for you. A lot of the stuff I did not get on tape. I didn't want to bore you digging a million buttons, but I'll go through it really quickly. Got 3 bells. This little gold-plated bell, probably 20th century, sleigh bell or Christmas tree bell. 2 partial Conestoga bells, both torn up. I don't know if I'll keep these because I've got a number of whole ones, but I always save those at least in the meantime. This is called a carriage skein, S-K-E-I-N, or a brake. This one on the end of a wagon wheel and helped with the braking mechanism of a wagon. Very common finds. Got 2 Rains guides. The better one I actually got on tape. This one polished up really nicely. Silver plated, or maybe possibly made out of stainless steel. It's hard to know. And then the older one, it's a little bit more corroded, but they're of similar style. So anywhere late 1800s, early 1900s. Got a 2 spoon or fork handles here. Got a brass buckle. Got several bits of ammo. Man, I love the old ammo, especially if it's whole. Look at that. Big old musket ball. I don't know, late 1700s to mid 1800s, something like that. And they're often chewed on by little rodents who want the lead. What else did I get? I did not get these 2 things on tape. This is a finial off a curtain rod or a bedpost or a piece of furniture. Could even be a furniture knob. This is an excellent find. Probably my best find I did not get on tape because it took me like 15 minutes to dig this thing out of the deep clay. This is what's called a Hames top, and it went on a team of horses, work horses or draft horses, and this is where the top of the Hames could be gripped or things could be tied to it, and I'll show you an inset picture here of what those look like. But those are excellent finds, and they're not too common to dig out of the ground whole like this. A lot of times they get torn up. Made of brass, rang up a screamer. I thought I had something really huge, and then it was on the big side, but I'll take that any day. Got my little thimble, common finds, but I thought I'd show you that, and I did get that one on tape for you. Very common find at home sites. Love those old colonial relics. And then a host of buttons. This is the oldest one right here. This is pewter, folks. Really old, 1700s. Barely hanging together. I'll have to treat that with a little Elmer's glue and water mixture and seal that off. A couple big old Coke buttons. This one has a nice design on it. Look at that. Very pretty kind of hatched pattern on there. And then a couple of tombacks. Look at that one. I got that one on tape for you guys. It's missing the shank. Late 1700s to about 1810. I believe that one's a tomback as well with the shank on it. So really cool. And then on to the coins. And these are, sometimes the coins are the best finds, sometimes they're not. These by far are some really cool ones. So let me just zoom in here and show you. This is a Bank of Upper Canada full penny token, 1854. The guy on the horseback slaying the dragon. Up by the Canadian border like I am, they're pretty common finds. But I've never found a full penny one like this. I found a couple half penny ones. But it's got the coat of arms there and the bank token, 1 penny on the back. And these are made out of bronze, so they hold up pretty good in the clay soil there. And then I've got, let's see, 2 drape busts. This is my cut drape bust, 1803. Was lucky I got her date side on that one, guys. And then there's the back. They cut these in the old days because they wanted to make change for half a penny, which was still worth something back then. And then the last 2 coins, you can debate which one's better. One is probably more valuable than the other one, but it's hard to say. I'm going to go to this one first just because I think it's so interesting. This, and I couldn't ID this in the field for you, but I showed you an inset shot. This is a counter-stamped drape bust large cent. It's hard to make out the date there, but it says 1798. And you can barely make it out. I took a little Brillo to that because she's in rough shape. Again, if they're in better shape, I won't do that. But look at this as well. So if I flip her over, this is exactly, they're supposed to flip over exactly the same, but look, it's an offset countermark. Very cool. Offset countermark drape bust counter stamp with initials either JDM or IDM. In the real old times, these little loops at the end of the J or I were similar. So I can't sure if it's a J or an IDM, and that could be a local merchant or a silversmith. I tried to look that up online, and this is not a known counter stamp, but it's not really a stamp. It's actually etched into the coin. So very, very cool find. And I'm going to hold on to that one. That is a really neat find. And then finally, folks, my 2 real King Charles III, 1779. Let me see if I can get him right in the light there. You can barely make out the date. 1779. And it's hold, which is totally cool. The back is really wasted. You can't make out 2 real or the mint mark or the assayer initials, but it's what it is. It's a 2 real. About 25 cents in the old days. Killer find. Somebody wore that as a bracelet or a necklace in the times long, long ago. All right, well, I appreciate you joining me for this video, folks. That's a wrap-up of my finds, and be sure to come back for future videos. I've got some other great coins to show you. Going out in the colonial fields, finding some wonderful old relics from northern Vermont way back when, and I'll be happy to share those with you as well. So be sure to get out there and dig it all. Like I said, it's waiting in the ground for you to find. This is BTV Digger.